All right, I am on my left side, passenger side axle. And further inspecting, I guess it's a good thing I'm doing this now because axle boot has ripped. Houston, we have a problem. So now I gotta order axle boots. Recently did the front right one, the one on the driver's side. So that one's fine, but I'm probably just gonna get new ones all together just so I can have spares. So I actually go call Shogun Auto Care, which is on Kadena Air Force Base here on Okinawa, and see if they can order those for me. Sometimes they usually have them in stock, but I mean, I don't know for sure because they're not open today. It's Sunday. I'll call tomorrow just to verify, but here we go, To get the axle out, things that you have to take loose so that you can pull this hub this way, like pull the hub towards you when you get ready to pull this axle out. So your link for your stabilizer or your sway arm, this link needs to unbolt here. I mean, I have an aftermarket one, but if you have the OEM one, I think it's a 14, but unbolted there. That has to be unbolted. Also your tension rod, you got to take this one off. If you don't want to take these two here off, you can just take this single one off. You just need it to release the tension between the knuckle and the subframe. Once you get that off, then we got the lower control arm here, which here I have the aftermarket GK Tech. Take these bolts out. If you have an OEM one, it's just a single bolt that goes up through it or come down. There's a nut here. Just take those off. So that's what I'll do here. And once you get these off and these bolts off, you'll be able to, oh, and don't forget your steering link here. We're gonna take, it's also GK Tech. This is the GK Tech tie rod kit that comes with the inner and outer one. So if you have an OEM one, you should just have a stud that sticks up through here. Just take it off, knock it down, and that's gonna free up this knuckle. So once that's freed up, then you can knock off your axle nut. And once you knock the axle nut off and all these things are loose, you can pull this hub this way to get the splines and everything off. Now I'm going to get on here and knock loose the 6 of them that's back there. I don't know if you can see them. You might be able to see one back there. Yep, there you go. You can see 2, 3 of them, 6 of them. Knock all 6 of them loose and your axle is coming off. All right, we have the axle here. I have my boots, I have my oil, I mean not oil, but the grease, and I got everything to rebuild this boot. So what we're gonna do first, to get this axle off, you have to pop this loose on the back, and to do that, you can just literally use the bottom of the axle itself and just push down on it, and it'll pop off. See if I can get it. I don't know. Just like that. And it popped off. Once it's off, some grease probably gonna come out. So get you something just to lay down. So I'm gonna rebuild this on the ground. And I got my vices here. So once I get this off, it should be a C-clip in there. You take the C-clip out. All right. Now here, you're gonna need a pair of O-ring pliers or C-clip pliers, I'm sorry. I need to get some more. Oh, these right here suck. They suck really bad. That's the C-clip that you have to get out. Once you get that out, you should be able to, once you just take the boot off, get the boot off and then maybe like hit it with the hammer, or maybe you may be able to like knock it off from here to get that spline section right there out. But I'll try to record that part once I get there and we'll see. All right, here I got the ring out And now what you want to do is get this off. So it's kind of a good spot. All right, so let's see if we can get this off. Let's see if it's moving. Yeah, I think it is. Here I can just literally, I'm probably just gonna cut this off really quick to go ahead and get out the way so it can be out of the way. Also, if I forgot to mention, this is gonna be a messy job. I would suggest laying down plastic as I have done and trying to do what I am doing. But if you can see there, this is all out of the inside of here is what you get with your the spline section of it, which is right there. And it just slides in and out like that. And what you want to do is hit here, put it in a vise or put it somewhere, and then just use a brass, if you have one, to hit down on this section to knock this spline off. All right, I have a brass punch, which is here. Show you exactly what I'm going to hit. So I'm going to hit along this ridge, like the edged section right here. Try not to hit the bearings, but hit around here and here until it taps off. Shouldn't take that much. Once it taps off, make sure you catch it, because it's going to fall. Shit. But just to show you, I got the section off. As I just told you, that once you start tapping it, it'll come right on off. Once you tap it off, you can grab it and also just pull it. Just give it a few pulls like this and it'll come off. So we have one boot taken off already. This is the next one. So with this one, you're literally just sliding this boot down this shaft and then putting a new boot onto the shaft. So that's all you're doing to change this boot. Let's break these metal tabs here. You break these off. I use dikes. Watch your language. But I use dikes, and I just cut them off and then I just slide them down. And once I get that done, I'll show you guys what's the next step. All right, got the boot off. This is your outer boot, and this is your inner. You tell the difference. The inner has this triangular inner shape, which is for the bearing that goes there. Well, the shape of this piece. And this is your outer. The two outers are the same part numbers on both sides. So the driver's side, passenger side, outers are the same. The inners are different. So the inner on this side is just for this one. The inner on the other side is a different part number, I want to say. But yeah, it is what it is. What I'm going to do now is clean the shaft off. Get ready to put the new boot on, which is up there. And then also I will re-grease it. So put all the good grease in there. And we're going to be ready to ride, boys. All right. Here's the grease that I use. Standard axle grease that you can get from parts store or whatever. But if you want to pause here, here are the boots and their part numbers. This is the inner for the driver side, inner driver. These are outer, which on passenger and driver are the same. So this one, same as the passenger and driver on this side. And this one is the passenger inner. Note, as I said before, check out that triangular shape. And they give you 4 of the bands, just in case you mess one up, which is, you know, a different thing. But if you look at my last video of how to change the axle boots or whatever, I showed you how to tighten these by just using a screwdriver and a needle nose pliers, which I'll show you again on this. All right, just one more tip to get this boot on. It's a little tight. It's a virgin. Get some grease, rub it on the shaft, rub it on the hole, Slide it down gently. Go easy during the shaft till you get to the end right here. Then you fill it up with grease. All right, I filled both of them up with the grease. This one is filled, this one is filled. So what I'm gonna do now is put this onto here. Put it in the vise. I'm gonna put it on the vise first, put it on here. And I'm gonna use this brass punch to tap it down. Once it gets down far enough, you'll see here is where your C-clip goes. Don't tap it too far. Don't get tap happy. If you ever take this out, let's see what. This side right here is beveled, like it goes down just, it's like concave just a little bit. You can't see it now, but this side is like straight up. So the flat side is gonna sit with the flat side, flat top of that piece right there. So just in case you ever took this out and you don't know which way it goes, the beveled end goes back down towards the shaft. All right, I've tapped it back in. So as you can see here, that'll sit about flush with the gear on the bottom. You probably can't see it that well, but it's about flush. And also, once you do this, get a little bit more grease, just a little bit, squirt on the inside of this. Once you squirt on the inside of that, don't forget to put your O-wing in, or your C-clip. So that's the next thing. C-clip in, put a little bit more grease in there, just a little bit. You don't have to fill it because you already put some in the bottom. Just a little bit in there, and then put your cap back on. And that cap doesn't take a lot of pressure. You literally just put on square, circular, and then just try and tap it on to where it's on there, and you should be good to go. And that's what I'm about to do now. If you haven't, like, share, and subscribe to Nismology, guys. I try and bring you the goodness. Try and teach you some things. Follow me. All right. I'm gonna kind of set up this phone just a little bit, try and show you guys what I'm doing here. So you can see, spin it around. All right, so this is the tab of the retainer. So, two tools, needle nose pliers, a flathead. What you want to do is grab here, with your pliers on the tab, put it out just a little bit if you have to. Put that right in between the lip of this the tab, and then you just start twisting inward, and it will automatically start tightening here. Don't over tighten it. I just give like maybe one twist or so, but you don't want to over tighten it, but you want to also make sure it's on there good. So once you get there, release the screwdriver, pull this over so it doesn't loosen once you let go of it, and that's it. Now you can cut it, which is probably what I'm gonna do, so it's not so long. So I'm gonna cut it maybe like right here, right there, just so it's not so long sticking out there. Once you cut it, just give it a little tap down with the hammer. Got my dikes here. Cut. Trash. You can use your dikes. And bam. Like it just came from factory. That's it. So guys, that's how you change this passenger side axle. If you need any help, let me know. But I mean, it's pretty straightforward how I've shown you. Follow the steps, you should be good to go. I'm just gonna do these for each one. That one, this one, and for this one, I mean, you can just slide the ring over here and put it on, but that's it. I'll pick another day to do the rear diff swap because I have a V-spec. Let me just show you guys right now. V-spec diffs are different than your mechanical diffs. V-spec diffs, if you don't know, See R33, you don't know if it's V-spec or not. Check out the diff. If you look here in your diff, it has fins. The regular GTR diff does not have fins. And also the V-spec diff has these fittings here, which are mechanical for the hydraulic pressure from the Tesla pump, which is from there. And if you haven't seen my video, I'll show you how to change this canister. That one right there. Watch that video. But I'll change all that to a mechanical LSD. Two-way to be exact. Shout out to Mark Harper. Thank you for giving me that. And I got everything for it. I got the plate in the back, and you have to change if you go from V-spec to a regular mechanical LSD, you have to get the pumpkin. You have to get the case. So you have to get the whole case. You just can't change the internals. So that's just another thing to look out for. So that you have to get. And also the diff is a Cusco two-way in there. So I'll change that on another day because I have to get like just different things just to cap off like the hydraulic lines and stuff like that. But to be continued with that. Tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, Nismology. Peace.